Hi students, this is Kartik Trivedi and you are watching a lecture series of Applied Thermodynamics with... Hi students, in today's video we gonna learn one new topic which is heat balance sheet. Now this is from the chapter number, we have completed chapter number 1, then we have completed chapter number 2, chapter number 3, chapter number 4, and this is from the chapter number 5 which is IC engine performance. So in the last videos in our lecture series, in the chapter number 5 we have covered topic up to VCR engine and different method to obtain different compression ratio. Okay, so that we have covered up to that, and we have left the remaining portion of chapter number 5. So from now today's video onward, I am going to start that remaining video. So now we are going to finish remaining 50% of the chapter number 5, which is IC engine performance. So from IC engine performance, from where we have left, now we have to start with that. So from chapter number 5, IC engine performance, we have a very important topic as far as GTU examination is concerned. This is very important because the example of this theory asks so much time. So it is very important, and its numerical is also very important. So let us first understand what is heat balance sheet. Now what is heat balance sheet? Let's say if I will give you 100 rupees, now you will have 100 rupees and I will make you, and I will tell you after 24 hours make a one sheet in which you have to mention your spending, out of which I have given you the 100 rupees. So you have 100 rupees. Now after 24 hours you will prepare one sheet that you have total credit 100 rupees, and then you have spent 20 rupees into this, 20 rupees into this, 20 rupees into this, and total credit minus debit 0. So this kind of sheet you will make. So same way as I've talked about the financial thing, now same way we will talk that sheet in terms of heat energy balance. Okay, so that sheet which is made on the basis of heat energy balance means the amount of energy I give to the engine and the power, or you can say the heat spending or the power spending by the engine. So I will calculate that. Okay, so same thing I will apply to the IC engine, so that sheet will become heat balance sheet. So let's say here I have made a one graph, and this is, you will say, bar chart. This is a bar chart. Okay, so this is total percentage of it. So out of 100% of energy I give to the IC engine, in which only 25% is converted to the output, means 25% is converted to the power that I required, for which I have given the energy. So only 25% is available for the brake power, and remaining 20% is wasted, because means heat is carried away by cooling water, because we have used cooling water for the cooling of the engine. So that much 27% heat is wasted in cooling water, means heat carried away by cooling water. 30% heat is wasted by the exhaust gases, and 18% heat loss which is unaccounted, which I don't know exactly how it's spent, but it is 18% unaccounted. So out of 100%, out of 100%, so you will make a one heat balance sheet. You have total credit, means you have 100% heat supplied, out of which now you will write down the spending. So 25% converted to the brake power, 27% heat loss which is carried away by cooling water, 30% heat loss by the exhaust gases. And now how you can find the unaccounted? So unaccounted means 100% minus heat carried away, 100% minus brake power minus is तरीके से. So how you can do? So from total, so let's say you have 100% energy you have supplied, out of which 25% is available for power, plus 27% is heat carried away by cooling water, plus 30% heat lost by the exhaust gases. So how much is unaccounted? So 100 minus this 25 plus 27, how much? So it will be 25 plus 27, so 7, 5, 12, 2, 2, 4, 5, 52 plus 30, 82%. So 100 minus 82%, so remaining unaccounted heat loss is 18%. So this is how you can do that. So here I have made a one chart, bar chart. So here same way you can make a pie chart of the spending. So out of 100%, 25% I got the brake power, then 18% unaccounted, then 30% heat carried away by exhaust gases, and 27% heat is carried away by cooling water. So same way you can make a pie chart. So now you will understand this is some kind of spending. This is some kind of sheet which you have made on the basis of heat. So same way here now I will explain you. So here the IC engine. So here you can see that the air and fuel in. So this is the mass of fuel supplied. Here you can see that cooling water in, cooling water out. So this cooling water is for the cooling of the IC engine. Here you can say this is dynamometer, so which is used to measure brake power, and here the exhaust gas is out. So whatever the heat lost by the exhaust gas, to count that heat losses by the exhaust gas, I have used calorimeter over here. So this is calorimeter, and in which I have a U-type tube. So in which cooling water in, cooling water out. So whatever the heat lost by the exhaust gas in calorimeter equal to the heat gain by the cooling water over here. So this is the calorimeter for to calculate the exhaust heat losses. This is dynamometer to measure brake power. This is cooling water. This is cooling water out. From here I can find out the heat lost by cooling water, and this is mass of fuel supplied in. So you can say air plus fuel in. So this kind of mechanism we have in the ICE engine. So we know that energy supplied. So energy supplied means 100% energy that I am giving. So energy supplied is what? Mass of fuel multiply by calorific value of fuel. So this much of kilowatt I am giving in. So this is our 100% balance. Okay. Second, what is the energy equivalent to brake power? So energy converted to brake power, which is formula is Q brake power is equal to 2 pi NT kilowatt. Third, energy lost in cooling water. So I know that cooling water I will supply for the cooling of the ICE engine. So whatever the energy lost in cooling water is equal to mass flow rate of cooling water, means MCW, multiply by specific heat of cooling water, multiply by cooling water out minus cooling water in kilowatt. Okay. Now energy lost by exhaust gases. So energy lost by exhaust gases is equal to mass flow rate of gas, specific heat of gas, exhaust gas in means exhaust gas in calorimeter, minus TF means ambient temperature, kilowatt. Okay. Now mass flow rate of gas can be found out by two ways. So mass flow rate of gas is equal to mass flow rate of air plus mass flow rate of fuel, or you can find out the mass flow rate of gas by using this equation, means whatever the heat lost by the exhaust gases is equal to the heat gain by the cooling water in this calorimeter. So heat lost by the exhaust gases will be mass flow rate of exhaust gases, specific heat of exhaust gases, exhaust gas in temperature, exhaust gases out temperature is equal to mass flow rate of cooling water, specific heat of cooling water out minus cooling water in temperature. So here you made the mg as a subject, you can find out the mass flow rate of gases. So this is just a theory point of view. Okay. So this is how, but how to apply. Now before I will finish this theory, we know that we have find out the heat supplied, energy spent to BP means energy converted to BP, energy lost in cooling water, energy lost by exhaust gases. So now you know that unaccounted means what? Unaccounted is equal to 100 minus remaining losses. So you can find the unaccounted losses. So unaccounted losses QU is equal to heat supplied minus bracket heat converted to brake power plus heat loss in cooling power plus heat loss by exhaust gases. So this is how you can find out the unaccounted heat losses. And now after finding this, you can make this kind of sheet from the given data. So now this is just a theory. To understand this theory in a perfect way, you understand this theory by solving the example which is based on heat balance sheet, and this is very important from GTU examination. So let us see the example. So example is a 2-stroke diesel engine was motored when energy meter reading was 1.5 kilowatt. Then test on engine carried out for 1 hour. Following observation were made. Braking torque 120 Newton into meter, RPM 600, fuel use 2.5 kg, calorific value of fuel which is 14.30 megajoule per kg, cooling water use 818 kg, rise in cooling water temperature is equal to 10 degrees Celsius, that means delta T is given of cooling water. Exhaust gas temperature which is 345 degrees Celsius means exhaust gas. This is room temperature which is 25 degrees Celsius. Air fuel ratio is given which is used 32:1. Specific heat of gas which is 1.05 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. And now using this data made heat balance sheet in kilojoule per minute and also made heat balance sheet on the percentage basis. Okay, so now we are going to use all this formula which I mentioned over here, applying to this data, and I'm going to solve it. So let's solving this example. Now we have seen the example statement over here. Now let us calculate this example and make a heat balance sheet on the basis of kilojoule per minute and also in percentage basis. So first thing that we have to find out is the heat supplied. Means this is our 100%. How much heat supplied, how much heat we supply to the IC engine, that is our 100% that we have given to IC engine. Okay, so first we will find heat supplied. So heat supplied is what? Mass of fuel into calorific value. So mass of fuel, so here we will see the data. So here you can say that fuel used is 2.5 kg, and now this is not just a mass flow, this is mass flow rate of the fuel. So this is 2.5 kg, and all this record which is recorded over here, all the observation recorded over here in 1 hour. So this is per 1 hour reading. So this is fuel used is 2.5 kg per hour. So because here it is written that the observation is carried out for 1 hour. So this is 2.5 kg per hour. Keep that in your mind. Okay, so here the fuel is kilojoule per hour, but I have to find the heat balance in terms of kilojoule per minute. So if it is in kg per hour, then that means I have to convert it into the kg per minute. So 2.5 kg per hour, so divided by 60, so it will be kg per minute, multiply by calorific value. So calorific value of the fuel is given, which is 14.3 megajoule per kg. So I will write 40.3 into 10 raised to 3, because I know that 1 megajoule is equal to 10 raised to 3 kilojoule, because I want answer in kilojoule per minute. So that's why I have megajoule converted to kilojoule. So 40.3 multiplied by 10 raised to 3 kilojoule. So now calculate it. So it will be 1679.16 kilojoule per minute. So this is our 100% that we have given to the IC engine. Now let us find the spending. So let us take in this way, this much amount of rupees I have given to you. Now I will tell you, make a one sheet on your spending, and when you make the total of your spending should be equal to the money I give. Okay, so that is called balance 0, 0. So that is what you have to do over here. So this much of energy we have given. So now let us find out the spending. So first we have find out the income, which is heat supplied. Now let us find the spending. So first thing is the brake power. So the heat which is converted to the output. So brake power is equal to, we know that 2 pi nt upon 60. So 2 pi RPM is given, which is 600. So it will be 600 multiply by torque. So braking torque is given, which is 120 Newton into meter. So I will write 120 Newton per meter divided by 60. So it will be 7.539 kilowatt. But you know that kilowatt is what? Kilojoule per second, but we want kilojoule per minute. So we have to multiply this by 60. So it will be 452.34 kilojoule per minute. Okay, so this is first thing. Second thing is heat lost in cooling water. So heat lost in cooling water is equal to mass flow rate of cooling water plus specific heat of cooling water out minus cooling water in. So let us say the cooling water. So here you can say the cooling water use, which is 818 kg, but this is observation made for 1 hour. So 818 kg per hour. So 818 kg per hour, but I have told you that you have to convert it into the minute. So 818 divided by 60, so kg per minute. Why? Because you want answer in kilojoule per minute, that's why. So 818 divided by 60, so kg per minute. Specific heat of water, which is given 4.2 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. And sometime if they will not give the specific heat of water, then you have to remember, because you know that in heat transfer you take specific heat of water is equal to 4.18, or you can take 4.2 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. So specific heat of water you have to remember, because sometime in exam they will not give. So you will take 4.2 or 4.18. So here it is given 4.2. So that's why we will take 4.2. So specific heat of water 4.2. Now cooling water out minus cooling water in. So that is the rise in temperature of cooling water that we can say. So here it is given, delta T is given, rise in cooling water temperature is 10 degrees Celsius. So this difference is given, which is 10. So multiply by 10. So our answer will be 572.6 kilojoule per minute. Okay. Now third thing, which is exhaust gases. So heat lost in exhaust gases will be mass flow rate of gas, specific heat of gas, multiply by exhaust gas temperature minus ambient temperature. Now here mass of exhaust gas that we require, which is not in data. So you know that mass of exhaust gas you can find out by this way. Mass of exhaust gas is equal to mass of air plus mass of fuel. So can I divide this thing? So can I write mass of fuel bracket mass of air upon mass of fuel plus 1? What I have done? I have taken mass of fuel common. So mass of fuel out. So I can write mass of fuel bracket mass of air upon mass of fuel plus 1. Why I have written? Because why I have done so? Because indirectly for finding mass of exhaust gases, we have given the data air fuel ratio. So that means you have to use this trick over here to find out the mass of exhaust gases. So here the air fuel ratio is given. Air fuel ratio is what? Mass of air upon mass of fuel. So indirectly mass of air upon mass of fuel is given, which is 32. Because 32 J 1 is 32. So Ma upon Mf given. So mass of fuel is already that. We have fuel used 2.5 kg. So mass of fuel 2.5. Mass of air upon mass of fuel means air fuel ratio, which is 32 J 1 means 32 plus 1. So this will be the 82.5 kg per hour, because all this data is per hour. So 82.5 kg per hour. Okay, so now mass, we have find out the mass of gas. So find just put it over here. So 82.5 kg per hour. So we have to convert into minutes. So 82.5 divided by 60 plus or multiply by specific heat of gas. So specific heat of gas is given 1.05. So just put 1.05 over here. Multiply by exhaust gas temperature, TGO. Exhaust gas temperature, which is 345 degree, minus TF means ambient temperature. So ambient temperature is given, which is room temperature. So 25 minus 25. So here you will find 462 kilojoule per minute. And now the last pending is unaccounted loss. So you know that unaccounted is what? Is equal to 100 minus remaining. So 100 means what? Our heat supplied minus remaining spending. So total supplied minus remaining. So total supplied minus remaining. So you have QS value, you have QBP, you have QCW, QBP, QCW and QEG. So do this thing and you will find unaccounted, which is 192.22 kilojoule per minute. So now you have total spending with you. So now let us make heat balance sheet. So first we will write here the total money you have in static, means total heat supplied. So total heat supplied, which is our 100%. So how much heat supplied is 1679.16. So I will write 1679.16. So this is our 100% that we have given to the engine. And now let us find the engine spending. So here I will write heat distributed. So out of which heat is utilized for braking power is, we have this data, brake power how much? 452.34. Then heat loss, cooling water means heat loss in cooling water, which is 572.6. Then heat loss by the exhaust gases is 82. Where is the yes, here it will be 462 kilojoule per minute. And unaccounted heat losses, which is 192.22. So this is our spending. This is what we have. So now we will find out the percentage. First here this is 100%. So how to find this percent? So you know that 452.34 divided by total. So divided by 1679.16 multiply by 100. So it will be 26.94%. And this is how you can find other percentage. This is 34%. This is 27.5%. This is 11.4, 46%. Now let us cross check it. If this is 100, then this total must be also 100, because this is spending. Okay, so if I will give you 100 rupees, so out of which you have used 20 for chocolate, 30 for ice cream, then remaining 50 for your some activity you have used. So total must be 100, 100, 100, 0, 0. So here also it will be 0, 0. So here the total, so if this summation should be equal to 100%, so this spending summation should be equal to heat supplied. So I will do the summation of these four and it will be equal to 1679.16. So this and this is checked. So your heat balance is perfect. And also verify percentage summation of this and this percentage should be equal to 100%. So also percentage is verified. So this is your proper heat balance sheet. Sometime you will have a minor variation in point. Let's say you have 179 point something 01. So that is okay. Point minor variation is given allowance. That much allowance is given to. Sometime you are, instead of 100%, you will have 99.9%. So that is also equal to 100%. So that is allowable. But your answer should be this much. Only point variation is allowed. Okay. So here it is, instead of 1679.16, you have 1679.01. So that is allowed. Instead of 100%, sometimes you have 99.9%. So that is allowed up to that much. Not bigger than that. Okay. So this should and this should be cross check. If this should be cross check, means your example is 100% right. So this is how you have to solve the heat balance sheet example. And now what you have to do, you have to solve all the heat. Previous year GTU asked all the heat balance sheet example from your books, India books. Solved every example, because this is very important from GTU perfect point of view. So I hope you will like this video. Have a nice day. Bye bye.